Okay, are you gonna move? Right now.
Out there at the finish line, good run coming. Hurry, hurry, I mean the horsey.
Now to the line. MaddiKempf.
This bombshell beauty right here can ride like the wind. She got one more to go.
A new leader with a 17 for 3-3.
Hey guys, welcome to Barrel Racer Life. My name is Maddi-Stoltman. We got to barrel race this past week and I'm so happy the Arizona sunshine is out. It looks like the weather's going to change tomorrow, but I'm going to soak it up while I can. And I'll show you guys all about the barrel racing and pole bending we got to do this past week. Well, both the boys ran 26s in the poles, which truthfully, I've never put them on a clock for poles. So I had no idea what to expect. And they did great. Honestly, both of them need smoothed out a little bit. It's one of those things I think it's just going to take a little bit more time. But all things considered, I thought they did good. And it was so fun to go and run poles competitively because it's been a very long time since I've got to do that. Trying to eat a snack with the peanut gallery. Eight was a little wild in his run. It's really funny because I think that cow horses tend to be turny. Ones that I've ran anyways that have been more cow-bred tend to be ones that really want to turn and are kind of hard to get by barrels anyway. And he's not really that way. He's kind of a runaway a little bit. It's a little bit of a different situation with him where I'm constantly like, hey, come back, come back, come back. So yeah, anyways, he was a bit wild in his barrel run, but honestly not too bad, all things considered. Hot Sauce had a beautiful barrel run. I was over the moon excited. This is a standard pattern with a short score. To be honest with you, I don't know why they don't run a full standard pattern in this arena because it is enormous. There's plenty of space to move the score down and make it a full standard, but I don't know. They must have their reasoning. He made a beautiful run and I was just over the moon. He went in and just tried hard for me. We've been kind of working on some things and I feel like a lot of that ironed out in that run and he did great. So I was pretty excited to leave on that note. And if you're wondering why we're filming this here, this is the best, quietest spot on this whole property is to be out in the furthest pen. And it's Claude's, of course. And we all know that Claude likes to be a part of anything that is going on, right? Well, for the Sunday, we packed up and headed down to Gilbert, where we went to a barrel race at the same place they had the Cowgirl Tough race probably about a month ago now. And these producers put on really great races. They have lots of good side pots. They always have good prizes and great payouts. So it's worth going down there. And it makes, I'm sounding spoiled now because here that is kind of the furthest drive that I have for a lot of these races. Most of them are under an hour to get to. This one is about an hour and 20 minutes or so. But like I say, with the payouts that they have and the good ground and everything, it is 100% worth going a little bit further for these races.
Next one, that's a 16.912. That's going to be a 16.912.
I almost missed my run on Hot Sauce. I was 136 on him, and I wheeled into the barrel race, and they were running the 120 drag, so I made it. I completely miscalculated how fast they were going to go. So anyway, I'm going to pay my fees now. I texted the producer and said, I am going to be there, but I will have to pay you after my first run. Hot Sauce first. Truthfully, I was really flustered. I have not actually missed a barrel run because I wasn't there ever that I can think of in my life, but this is probably the closest I've been. I've been very late before and been rushed, but this was a little crazy. I pulled in about 15 runners before my run, and I had 3 horses to unload. I was not saddled. It was just kind of wild. So that was my own fault. I completely miscalculated how fast this race was going. And I pulled up the live feed when I was about 15 minutes away, and I went, oh my gosh, I'm going to miss my run. And it was one of those things. I couldn't do anything about it. I couldn't drive any faster. It was just like, okay, I'll just have to get there and hopefully I make it. And I did. However, I was flustered. I really didn't jockey the best for Hot Sauce. He made a beautiful run. It was just slow, honestly, and I can't fault him on anything beyond that, considering that our warm-up was basically a trot to the warm-up pen and a trot right back to the arena to make our run. He did awesome. Can't fault him. He was just not super fast.
That's 15.92715.
Well, I was kind of mad at myself after I ran Claude because my flustered feeling continued into his run. So they had me spaced out about 30 horses or 30 runs between each horse, which truthfully is really good for me. I actually kind of like to be bang, bang, bang through them and done. However, I just think I was still feeling rushed and I just didn't get my head in it. I did a few things as a jockey that weren't helpful to Claude and they cost us time. So, and you can see on my first barrel, I kind of pulled him around. We came into the turn good, and then you can see me right about here where I just kind of pull on him to get him to finish the turn, and then I hang on him a little bit. See how he's overbent? That's my fault. Didn't really get far enough into the turn, and so he sort of stepped off, and I had to correct, and it was just not great. So he actually made a good run. We were still just a tad out of the 2D money, so it's not like it was terrible, but it's definitely not as good as I know he can be, and I will take full blame for that.
17.371, 17.371 for Maddi.
This was probably one of the better runs I've had on 8, and he warmed up really good. I've been working on trying to get him more broke feeling to ride around. I really like all of my horses to be really soft in the face, very bendy, really give to pressure easily, and 8 is not that way. He's very much a rope horse in that he's kind of trained to go left. He's really good at that, but getting him to use his body correctly and stuff has been a challenge. And that day he warmed up beautifully. I was really excited because I'm like, wow, he's riding around really nice. And then he went in and made a really good run. So we were 3/10 faster than the last time we ran in this arena. I know there's plenty more speed in there, but after he was kind of wild the day previous, I thought I'm going to just kind of bring him back a little bit and make a nice correct run, and he ended up making some 5D money. That is his first check in the barrel racing. He made $106 and I was pretty excited. So that wrapped up the March Madness race in Gilbert. The only money I made was on 8, and I entered a whole bunch of side pots, and I just didn't land where I needed to. But 8 ended up making some money, so that was a really, really great thing, and I'm pretty excited about that. This coming week, I've got a lot of work to do. You guys know I own a clothing company called Up Apparel, and we've got some new things coming, and I need to get working on that. I'm a little bit behind. The typical things I like to do is take on way too many things at once, and it's showing right now. So please be patient with me, but keep an eye out for some new things coming to the Level Up website this coming week. There's a few races coming up that I'd like to attend this week. However, it's going to be a weather permitting type situation. There is a race that I really have been dying to go to, and it keeps getting canceled due to rain. They postponed it. This is the 3rd time it's been postponed. And tomorrow they're supposed to run it. It is a WPRA approved race, and I really want to go run Claude and hopefully get off my WPRA permit. Crossing my fingers because it is supposed to pour rain starting tomorrow. So hopefully we'll get to actually attend this race this time. If not, it'll just be what it'll be, and maybe we'll get to go to somewhere on a weekend. Always appreciate you watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you next week.